of Energy. He is also the chairman of Indian Business Chambers in Hanoi and has served in Tata Group for long years. His present consultancy venture, Investify, also engages in energy from Vietnam. Mr. Aditya Elapedi from Switzerland, working with the Swiss Biotech Association from 2022 onwards. I request Mr. Aditya Elapedi to please be there on stage. Mr. Jitendra Kumar Sachdeva from Nigeria, Shri Kishore Reddy from Sri Lanka, Ms. Anju Viramani from Canada. Can we welcome our dignitaries on dais with a good round of applause, everyone? Please be seated. This session focuses on how the global Indian diaspora has been actively contributing to sustainable development through innovation, technology, and strategic collaborations worldwide. Sustainability lies at the heart of progress, and today we are privileged to engage with visionaries and pioneers who are leading the charge towards a greener future across diverse industries and regions of the world. We are privileged to have an esteemed chair, a distinguished moderator, and an illustrious set of panel members who bring diverse perspectives from across the globe. Please allow me to introduce our chair. Certainly he needs no introduction, but we are honored to have his presence. Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honorable Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Information and Broadcasting and Railways. Our visionary leader, Shri Vaishnav, has spearheaded transformative projects in the fields of technology, communication and infrastructure, making him a guiding force in India's sustainable development journey, everyone. Sir, I would be requesting you to please address our gathering with your opening remarks.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Odisha for this wonderful organization of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is indeed a great honor for the entire state and for the 4.5 crore Odiyas to host the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas and organize it in such a nice way, such a efficient and such a very cultural way. I would like to recognize Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir. He is present here, Mr. K.V. Singhdev, sir. Thank you so much for being part of this panel, of this discussion. It's indeed an honor for us. The great experience that Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, brings, that's amazing and a very, very practical experience. I welcome all the panelists for the vast experience that you bring here. In my opening remarks, I'd like to focus on 3 points. First point is, if we look at our country's journey towards clean energy, compared with many other geographies, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji focused like a laser-sharp focus on increasing the capacity of clean energy production. And today, for a country which is considered as a developing country, having close to 45% of our power generation capacity coming from renewable energy, that's something which is indeed a very remarkable thing, which is, when I asked this question at Davos, when I asked them that India, what do you think India would be having as its clean energy as a proportion of its power generation capacity? Most people in the audience would reply 7%, 5%, 10%. It is actually 45%. So that's the first point I would like to make, and I would like the panelists also to discuss it. And I would also like to recognize Honorable MP Shri Sujit Kumar ji. He is also present. He is a very well-educated person from Harvard, He has done a lot of good work in public policy. He is present with us. We would love to have his views also during the discussions. Now I'll come to the second point out of the 3 points that I wanted to make. Second point is about developing technologies. Clean energy and sustainable development requires that we should have self-reliance in many technologies. For example, I'll give you 2 examples. Hydrogen train. There are only 4 countries in the world which have been able to develop a hydrogen train. And most of the countries have developed trains with the capacity of about 500, 600 horsepower. We in India decided to take that as a challenge, and we have developed successfully, using our own engineers, using our own talent, a hydrogen train which is 1,200 horsepower. And that is, at this point of time, the highest capacity hydrogen train. Why I am giving this example? When you develop technologies like this, which are as complex as hydrogen train, then you get the opportunity of having many spin-off projects. So the powertrain, which has been developed for 1,200 horsepower, that powertrain can tomorrow be used in large trucks, that can be used in large construction equipment. That same powertrain can be used in boats, tugboats, pilot boats. So the spin-off effects of developing a technology indigenously, that is huge. So that's the second point I wanted to make, that the country today is very focused on developing new technologies. So when we talk of sustainability, one of the key points that comes is how much of our transportation we are doing by clean transportation means. I'm sure all the panelists will discuss in detail about it. If you want to carry 1 ton for 1 kilometer, then the cleanest mode is, on surface, the cleanest mode is railway. The emissions, carbon dioxide emissions, are 90% less when you transport using trains compared with the transportation by road. 90%. It's all calculated by experts. This is something which is there in technical literature. So our Prime Minister took a very strong, bold initiative. He decided to electrify the entire railway network. And it's a large railway network, close to 110,000 kilometers of tracks, 110,000 kilometers of tracks for the people who come from overseas. Electrifying such a large network was a very, very humongous task. The country was, before 2014, we were electrifying like, in a year we were electrifying 500, 600 kilometers. Now we are doing 6,000 kilometers a year. So within a short time frame, we have been able to electrify about 97% of our entire railway network, which means the carbon dioxide emissions due to transportation, when you compare it vis-a-vis road, is now further reduced. 90% was like your classic diesel versus diesel. Diesel traction in railway versus diesel truck on highway. When you compare electrical traction on railway versus diesel trucks on highway, that is a difference of close to 98%. Imagine the sustainability which comes with this kind of transformation. that has actually happened in our country in the last 10 years. That's what I wanted to place as my second point. The third point relates to becoming future ready. Becoming future ready means we should be able to manufacture some of the core parts of the value chain that goes into sustainable energy. What are those core parts? Those core items in the value chain are green hydrogen, are being able to do the silicon ingot, which then gets sliced into creating photovoltaic cells, being able to create lithium ion cells using advanced chemistry so that you can then have electric vehicle value chain, being able to develop permanent magnet motors so that you can then develop a variety of battery electric vehicle or hydrogen driven equipment. So today our Prime Minister is focused on developing those core elements of the value chain. Only yesterday, 1,85,000 crore. Sujit bhai, kitna hoga $1 billion mein? Roughly 25, 26? 24. $24 billion worth investment inauguration was, the foundation was laid yesterday by our Honorable Prime Minister for manufacturing green hydrogen. Now that is probably one of the largest facilities in the entire world today. So that's the thought process with which we are moving. Today we are manufacturing our own silicon ingots, which are then used to, that's happening in Gujarat, which are then used to manufacture the photovoltaic cells. So those are the things on which the country is very focused. One, increasing the power generation capacity from renewable sources. Already reached 45%, and that would be probably more than any other country among the top 10 economies by GDP. Second, developing technologies which are very core to the sustainable power, sustainable energy value chain. Third, investing in production of materials and items which go into the value chain of sustainable energy. I'll halt here, pause here, and let the panel take over the discussion. I'd be very happy to contribute, and I'll request Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Sir, as well as Honorable MP Sir, to contribute in the panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. With such a robust framework set by our chair, it's time to hand over the floor to our befitting moderator. Moderating this session is Sri Pradeep Kumar Das, Chairman and Managing Director of the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. With his wealth of experience in renewable energy, financing and leadership in sustainable initiatives, Sri Das will steer this dialogues towards meaningful insights and actionable outcomes. Sir, over to you.
Jai Jagannath, Honorable Minister Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji, and very knowledgeable dignitaries from the Indian diaspora on the dais, an Honorable Deputy CM of the dais, an Honorable MP Sujit Kumar ji, very close friend of mine also on the dais, and he told me that I'll particularly come to attend your session. Thank you very much. I'm little nervous. The reason is first time I'm getting opportunity to meet in person Honorable Minister Sri Ashwini Vaishnavji. I heard about a lot, and particularly when last time there was a major railway accident, Coromandel Express. I used to tell all my office members, look at him. He did not sleep for 72 hours, he went working. If he can do, why not we? That kind of approach and attitude, not only by Honorable Minister, but by all diasporas, citizens of the country, all living human beings, we have to contribute. Why you are talking about green connection? So far, whatever our forefathers had left the atmosphere for us, we have somehow neglected and living an unlivable world or atmosphere for our next generation to come. Therefore, this green connection, which is very important and critical and crucial for sustainable development. Everybody wants development, so we are. I have not come across, not heard, or a single individual who doesn't want development. And for any development, you require energy. For any development, you require energy, and for every energy, you need to now require 90% of your energy from renewable energy. Then only we can ensure sustainable development. If you want sustainable development, then you need to have 360-degree development, focusing on environment, focusing on social, focusing on entire ecosystem of political, cultural, and everything. We cannot afford the world or the developed economies to thrive on their development at the cost of underdeveloped economies, the way it has happened in the past. So therefore, through various programs, none other than our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has championed this aspect. And today, India is leading from front as far as renewable energy development is concerned. From a meager 74 gigawatt of capacity by 2014, we have reached to 206 gigawatt by November 2024 in just around 10 years, 2.3 times. But if you look at major development has happened in solar, which has grown 30 times in last 30 years, as last 10 years. No other sector, no other industry has grown like that. But it has its own limitation. Solar occupies fair amount of land. So also it is time specific, day specific, sunlight related. We cannot have continuous power from renewable unless we have a storage system, unless we have a round the clock power of renewable. Till such time, we cannot ignore the fossil fuel, because we need to keep a balance of growth as well as sustainability parallelly. And if you look at, if India is leading from front, IREDA is leading within India from front. IREDA is an agency who is of Plenary, working since 37 years, the largest pure green finance company in the country. Book size of 69,000 crore, 8 plus 4 billion. And if you do the study and analysis of IREDA, the way IREDA has transitioned, the kind of hockey stick growth it has been exhibited last 4.5 years, which is fully aligned with the government's requirement for energy development in the country. If we have today 205 and 6 gigawatt, I'm talking of only RE, not nuclear, and we have to reach to 485 gigawatt. Don't get confused, 500 is the target, which includes renewable 485 and 15 from nuclear. If we have to go from 206 to 485, we require around 30 lakh crores of investment only in renewable energy space. Huge amount of investment, huge amount of opportunity, and when any investor comes to invest, they want the ROI. In last 37 years, IREDA has sanctioned more than 2.23 lakh crores and financed more than 1,38,000 crores, and our cumulative write-up is only 115.4 crore. which speaks renewable financing is really sustainable. Renewable financing is really lucrative, and renewable financing is really sustainable and guaranteed return. And if you look at our NPA, it is around 1. And one input I'll give, in fossil fuel industry, 80% of the developer in India are from government side. In non-fossil fuel industry, that is RE, I'm talking RE only, not nuclear, 80% of the developer are from private sector. So by and large, lending to private sector, ensuring the net NPA of around 1, that itself speaks the competency and capability of Indian government and other systems. So when you talk about sustainable development, anything you can sustain with a good governance. And when you talk about good governance, our organization today considered one of the best corporate governed company in India, and we are matching to any other private sector enterprises as far as reporting the results, transparency and ease of doing business. We do business without a paper in our office. Very difficult to believe. Many people tell how a government organization can do this. Yes, we are a government organization. We get guided by government guidance, but we have that willpower and zeal to adapt and adapt what Honorable Prime Minister, what the Government of India mandates to us. With this backdrop, we will now come to the topic, and we have invited very learned panelists here, and I'll just give brief introduction about the panelists here. We have with Mr. Hambirajan Narsingan, Junior Minister of Affairs, Regional Energy Integration. Mr. Narsingan is a renowned champion of human rights and an expert of international law and diplomacy with distinguished career advocating for justice and sustainable development. He is a former trade representative to the World Trade Organization in Geneva and served as a representative on the Human Rights Council, ensuring the voice of all are heard on the international stage. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome for this year. We have Dr. Rahul Fateda, founder and CTO of Morrow Batteries, Norway. Dr. Fateda has deep expertise in advanced battery technology with over 15 years of experience, with leading roles in product strategy, technology development, and strategic partnership. His company is dedicated to accelerating the green energy transition by producing cost-effective, sustainable Li battery cells for energy storage as well as EV application. Welcome you, sir. And thank you very much for participating here. Mr. Jagdish Nenwal, President of India-Mexico Trade and Commerce Council. Mr. Naniwal has been fostering bilateral economic and trade relations between India and Mexico by supporting partnerships, investment between the two nations. As head of Latin America region of United Phosphorus Limited, a global agricultural solution company, he has a deep understanding on the agricultural sustainable topic. Don't forget, India is an agro-based economy. Thank you very much, sir. I welcome you once again here. Mr. Anjanil Sengupta, Chairman, Vietnam Chapter of Indian Business Chamber, Chairman, Vietnam Chapter of Asian Indian Business Council, founder and CEO of Investify Vietnam. Mr. Sengupta supports opportunities for Indian business in Vietnam to network, collaborate, and advocate for common interests between the two countries. Thank you very much, sir. I welcome you once again. Mr. Aditya Elepedi, Managing Partner, Swiss Nob, and Board Member, Swiss Biotech Association, Switzerland. Mr. Elepedi is a Renaissance man with varied experience across politics, consulting, engineering, and governance. I welcome you, sir. Thank you very much for coming here. Mr. Jitendra Kumar Sachdeva, Founder and Group President, Skipper, Nigeria. As Founder and Group President, Skipper, Mr. Sachdeva has more than 38 years of experience across power, construction, manufacturing, and infrastructure, and has guided his company to expand its footprint across India, the SAARC region, the Middle East of Africa. Thank you very much, sir. I think you'll be sharing your experience on storage power landscape. Thank you once again, and I welcome you again. Mr. Kishore Reddy, Managing Director, Platinum Realty Investment Limited, Sri Lanka. Mr. Reddy has more than 28 years of experience in realty sector across multiple companies. He is currently heading Platinum Realty, a leading luxury real estate development company based in Sri Lanka, which creates state-of-art apartments as well as urban structures. See, many might be confused. What about a real estate developer in a green connection? Actually, green connection is everywhere. When I said if you want to develop, you require energy. If you require energy, you should focus on green energy. And when you talk about energy transition, when you look into energy efficiency, your existing light, the way you are consuming here, it can be reduced to, it can be shifted from a normal light to a LED light, which will be saving energy. Your refrigerator system, what you are using in your home, if you are using a lower star, if you can go to a higher star rating, your energy efficiency will be achieved. Mr. Dr. Anju Birmani, Board Member, Payments Canada, Ontario Power Generation Canada. Dr. Birmani has over 30 years of experience in technology, design and risk management across various organizations, including Chief Information Officer of Cargojet Inc. So when you talk about sustainability, risk management is one of the key components of any organization to ensure sustainable governance and sustainable development. I welcome all the members, and now I'll go one by one, and I'll prefer to come there and allow others to also come. So first of all, I'll thank Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav for your focused and clarity approach of talking. And though I have not met you in person, but I admire you a lot and I follow you and practice. Many people tell me, how do you work 16 hours? And I come to know he works more than 16 hours. I will try to know and increase my working hours at least. So, Mr. Abhinay Narsingan, I will request you to talk about your contribution with respect to this green connection or whatever you feel and how you can connect with this Government of India's plan for it. Yeah.
Well, first of all, before coming to the crux of the matter, I would like to thank the Government of India. First of all, my salutation to the Minister, Honorable Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, Minister of Electronics and Information Technology and Information and Broadcasting and Railways. And also my special salutation to Sri Pradeep Das, Chairman of the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. My special salutation to Honorable Chief Minister and other Chief Ministers and distinguished panelists and delegates from different parts of the world. And also my salutation from my Prime Minister, Dr. Navin Chandra Ramgoolam, Prime Minister of Mauritius. So it is indeed a pleasure and an honor for me to be in this beautiful state. And I would like to extend my special thanks to Sri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, and also the Chief Minister of this state. And let me remind you that we've got a delegation of more than 300 Mauritians coming to attend this special conference. So, let me comment on this. Now, we are living in a world of paradox. I think when God or nature created this world, we started with a sort of green world or blue world. Then it started to become white, gray, and nearly black. And the paradox is, it is the Industrial Revolution and so many revolutions that converted our world from a green world to a grey world. And now, as mentioned by Honorable Minister, that we want to use the same technology to convert the world again into a green world. And, I just became junior minister in my country, and as a professor, I want to go back to the title of our conference of this afternoon. That is Green Connection, and what would be the contribution of the diaspora to make this world more sustainable. So, in fact, when we look at the diaspora, I don't know if you are aware, the Indian diaspora would comprise around 35.4 million of people in different nooks and corners of the world. So it is very significant. It is the biggest diaspora that we have in the world. And now, when we look at the world, my own experience coming from a very small country, a small dot in the Indian Ocean, a country where we have a population of approximately 1.4 million people, but at the same time, Mauritius is a gateway to Africa. So when you look at the Mauritian population, we have a population whereby the people of Indian origin would constitute more than 50% of the population, but many people come from Africa, a few come from China, a few come from Europe. So Mauritius is at the same time a sort of small India, a small Africa, but also a small Europe. We combine, we are a sort of global village in itself. So what is also important, Mauritius as a small state, we are classified among the SIDS. So we have a lot of vulnerabilities. So let me tell you some of the vulnerabilities. As an island, we've got an ocean, and we are not polluting this ocean. The ocean has been polluted by developed countries, and unfortunately, we have to bear the consequences. If you look at the quality of air, we are using a lot of resources to preserve the ocean and also to preserve the quality of air, but unfortunately, we cannot have a full grip on pollution. So what we can see that Mauritius is facing a lot of challenges. And we are fully compliant when it comes to international conventions, when it comes to international treaties, and when we look at our pledges in terms of SDGs, when we look at our sort of contribution, we are aiming at a number of targets. For example, we are aiming to, in spite of the fact that we are contributing 0.1 in terms of greenhouse gas emission, we have pledged to reduce it by 40%, which many developed countries are not undertaking. At the same time, we have pledged to, for instance, to make, in terms of a mix of renewable energy, up to 60% by 2030. So we are bringing our contribution to make the world a greener world, and it is here that we are taking the lead in Africa. When you look at, we are also a member of a number of important treaties, the SADC Treaty and the CONISA Treaty. And this is here where we are facing challenges, where we are facing crises, where you people from the diaspora, whether you're coming from India, whether you're coming from Malaysia, you're coming from Singapore, you're coming from Oman, and even from Trinidad, Tobago, and so many other countries, where you can use the small dot in the Indian Ocean to penetrate the African market. Not to do sort of activities like vampire capitalists, but to do business in a sustainable way, to do business in an equitable manner. Because Mauritius, even our new government, we are more or less a sort of socialist government. We promote sustainable development, and we want people to come in Mauritius to invest, to use Mauritius as a platform to penetrate the continent of today and tomorrow. This is where the future lies, Africa. Don't look at Mauritius like a small dot. Look at Mauritius like a gateway to Africa. And what I have to tell you also, Mauritius forms part of the Indian Ocean Rim. And just 1 week back, one Indian has taken the lead as the Secretary General of the IORA. So you got, on the east, you penetrate Africa, and on the west, from Mauritius, you can penetrate a number of other countries in Southeast Asia, including Australia. So I will stop here for the time being, and I will wait for the next question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Narasimham. I think, thanks for your valuable input. And we all know that Mauritius is a small island country. I think the geographical size and population, if you see, even some of our cities are bigger than that. But if you look at the problem and challenges with respect to what they are coming across because of their larger GDPs coming from tourism, and I'm sure the way our Honorable Prime Minister vision, particularly my state, this state, we have tremendous opportunity for tourism growth. So the challenges what they are facing and the opportunities how they are challenging, we can adapt and adapt. Not only Odisha, other part of India who is having tourism opportunity. Thank you very much. And I'll come back again. Now I'll come to Mr. Rahul Fatedar. Since you work in a battery innovation, which is crucial for renewable, because the biggest constraint of renewable is intermittent power. To balance it out, we need to have enough storage so that we can ensure continuity round-the-clock power. So I'll request you to come and share your thoughts on this.
First of all, thanks a lot for inviting me to this conference. Yeah, actually, I'm very happy to be here, and you know, like I was a young Indian boy who left India 25 years back, and now to be coming back here.